Hello guys, gals, non-binary pals, humans, non-humans, creatures, critters, interplanar travelers, and dimensional beings, sentient energy life forms, the living and the undead. Welcome to the channel. On today's episode, I'm going to show how I constructed my war rig for the tabletop games Gaslands Refueled, created by Mike Hutchinson and published by Osprey Games. It's a fun, quick, easy, fast tabletop game where you have to balance your hazard tokens versus your type of vehicle while trying not to get destroyed by your opponent. So for this model, I decided to make a war rig, which is a large, basically semi-truck modified, kitted out with all sorts of weapons and stuff. So for this, I bought the war rig, the highway hauler from Walgreens, which you can check my video up top. I'll leave a card. And these bits on top of the semi are using this Dollar Tree toy. This is an action figure which has these nice guns. So I thought I would take these bits, cut them apart, and make weapons. You can get many different weapons and outfit a bunch of cars with this one action figure. And then the big chunks I decided to glue on the side of the highway hauler because I want this one to have a teleporter, and I thought that would be a big old clunky device. Plus I can practice resting out. I also used some bits from Warhammer there. This back end was made using these treads from the construction truck set I found at the Dollar General store. I also removed the top part from this set and made the crane for the back of the truck. I also pieced apart the back of that dump truck in that little $5 5-piece set for some Gaslands terrain. So that little set has a lot of really good pieces. These wrecks that I have in the back of the highway hauler are the 3 for $1 inexpensive cars. You can find these at the dollar store. Family Dollar also has them. A really inexpensive die-cast toy. They pop apart really easily. There's no real need to get tools out. Just a screwdriver will pop them apart. And 3 for $1, they make great wrecks. I also used this knockoff Transformer toy. I think it's just called Robot or something. This has a lot of great pieces when you pick it apart. There's a gun on a turret there. This big old chunk of component I put on back of a pickup truck. This is the piece that I used for the turret. You can see that right there. That's actually from this same toy, just a different color. And then the engine part I used in the front is also from there. So let's take a look. There's the gun from the Dollar Tree. You can see how I cut that apart. Alrighty. So that chunk right there, I believe, is also from a toy just like this. So you can get one of these knockoff Transformer toys and just pick it apart for all sorts of cool stuff. Now, for the majority of this, I used the Loctite gel glue, but then I also went back with the Scotch to try a different brand. I kind of like the Loctite glue better, the gel consistency, but you can't really tell how much is in that little package. There's no way of measuring it. The claw, this was made using parts from a construction set. I think I got 5 pieces of construction toys for like $5. Here's a Hot Wheels for scale and a little truck for scale as well. Works out perfectly. Let's see, what else? The size of this. Yeah, this thing is long. It's 11.5 inches, which is, I think, pretty close to the range of a double-ranged weapon. So this turret really isn't going to have much range. The focus of this design is pretty much the crane, which I converted into the giant claw, as well as the extended hauler and the chunks of technology I put on the sides. Here you can see how I extended the highway hauler platform out just a little bit, and then I added the tank treads on the back because I thought it would look neat. There was a hole in there, so I put a wood bit to cover it up, and I'm just going to paint that metal. It should look nice. I added a grate in the middle because I wanted some negative space. Here is the skull that I glued on, and this is just the top part of a Halloween ring. I put a little toothpick bit in there to adhere to both the glue and the skull and the crane. I left the crane so you can move it back and forth, and it goes up and down. The claw, however, does not close. And right here on the front of this semi, I thought about adding a little bit of this plastic square grate concept, which I think looks great on the cars. And I'm using these little super delicate pliers that I got from the boneyard of our local makerspace, level 1. They have a section where they just have stuff you can go root through, and I found a whole bunch of these. I guess they're dentist supply. I'm not really sure. I'll have to go back and take a look where they're from. And grabbing my glue, which was apparently my alignment's chaotic neutral, judging by the way I squeeze tubes and internet memes. And I'm not very good at doing all this gluing of this to that sort of thing. So that's why I didn't really videotape much of this, because it's pretty much would be pictures of me fumbling and cursing and gluing my fingers to each other and gluing my fingers to the design of the model. And I really didn't need to add some aggravation to filming that. But regardless, I got everything put together through much work and effort. And eventually everything got put together and the piece ended up looking great. These pliers, these little tweezer things, I don't even know what to call this tool. They work great. They're very good for delicate pieces. I will have to do a little more research, and maybe I'll snatch some from the makerspace, because there is like literally a whole shelf full of these tiny little things. And I could do a giveaway or something. They're great. So here on the ram that I put for the front of this semi, it was looking too clean. So I decided to add more drips and drops and smudges of the super glue, because it adds a really nice texture. And this little bit of texture looks great if you want to make a rust effect, because, you know, rust kind of has that bubbly, flaky texture to it. So to make this look a little more older, I put lots of chunks on there, and these should, in theory, paint up very nicely and add a little bit of great texture. So there's all the pieces put together. I hope this walkthrough of my first war rig build for Gaslands Refueled by Osprey Publishing has helped you come up with some ideas for your own war rig. And please comment below with any suggestions or what you like to build. And here are some pictures of my paintwork in progress. I still have a little bit of work to do on this. I need to tone down some of the orange rust, and I got a little purple. I have a little too crazy with the purple in spots. So, and I added, just to let you know, I added some patches and some rusty chunks on the side of the cab. This is table ready, but it is not finished. I also need to do a little bit of a wash. So I might go ahead and put this on the table if I get a chance, but I'll still be working on it. But there you go. Have a good one. Please smash the like and subscribe button so you can stay updated with our upcoming tutorials and product reviews and miniature releases and yada yada yada, etc., etc., etc.